Well, 6 months after her death, the mother of Geetika Sharma has also committed suicide. Her suicide note had striking similarities to what her daughter had alleged. Anuradha Sharma, Geetika's mother, wrote that she was under tremendous pressure from Gopal Kanda, the former Haryana Minister, and his associate Anuradha Sharma to drop the cases against them. Clearly, Kanda and Anuradha Sharma being in jail in connection with this case made no difference to their ability to pressurize the family of Geetika Sharma. Well, joining us to discuss this, we'll be joined in a few moments by Flavia Agnes, the women rights lawyer. Dr. Kiran Bedi, former IPS officer, joins us at this stage, as does the social activist Jaya Jaitley. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. Dr. Bedi, let me come to you first. You know, we've discussed violence against women in so many different contexts. It's just so sad that every second discussion or every second program is one aspect of this has to do with violence against women. How, ma'am, in your mind, does this particular case, the Kanda case, the case of Geetika and now her mother, represent the worst of violence against women?
What is important in this case is, here is a mother who had lost a daughter in such tragic circumstances. Now, how did she handle the grief thereafter? We don't have victim counseling here. Now, here she is a victim too, because she is a mother of a deceased daughter. What kind of support systems did she have to handle that grief? But the issue which is coming right now is, was she continuing to get harassed after Kanda went to jail? And if so, in what way? In what all manner did she continue to get harassed? Did she get phone calls? Did she get visitors? What kind of evidence? And second important, Vishnu, is, did at any stage, if she was being harassed, if it was a continuing harassment post-arrest, did anybody go to police station and lodge written matters? And if they were, Vishnu, I can tell you, if they were giving in writing that they were being harassed and their phone was not kept on watch, then this suicide was preventable. This is what I believe.
Isn't this, Jaya Jaitley, the scariest part of this is that you've got very politically connected people behind bars who still have the power to influence somebody to actually end their life. And she's mentioned, as the mother in her letter, that she's done this because she was under pressure to drop the charges.
I think putting people behind bars these days, especially these kind of powerful characters, doesn't make a difference at all to either their lifestyle or their expression of that power. They have enough muscle men around, enough people with vested interests who want to see that their power remains. And what this man did outside to terrorize this girl in a way, he doesn't obviously seem to be stopping. And that's a case which I've come across many times, where rapists who have been in jail have written to their victims saying, you wait till we get out, we'll show you. So this is just another way of showing that kind of power. And it's really very sad that here that victim has now caused a ripple effect by having the mother also have to commit suicide. And I think certainly this multiplies the accusations against this man who's in jail, and he would have to pay for it.
Flavia, what are your thoughts in this case? Kiran Bedi had an interesting point about how there is no system of counseling. That process of counseling actually has to happen at all levels. It has to happen to victims and their families. Is that an essential area which is so missing that it results in cases like this?
Yes, indeed. I think there are two aspects of it. I think it's a very telling comments in the political system of our times, how even when a person is arrested, put behind bars, can still have this kind of influence on the victim and her family. And I think that's very sad indeed. When we talk about justice, we never talk about a victim support program. And at the other level, committing suicide shows a very distressed mental state. So what was it that was causing this kind of distress to this woman? And what kind of support the state was giving to her? Envisaging a problem like this, not that she will go and file a complaint, not that she will go and do something, get a protection order or something. But I feel that when the case like this is there in public domain, it is the responsibility of the state to look after all the important witnesses who will be under pressure to retract or to drop charges. And this is happening all the time. This is happening in rape cases, this is happening in all other cases concerning women. And I think this is a wake-up call that we have to have a very vibrant witness support program. Otherwise, we will not be able to proceed and nobody will come forward to file such cases in future. And I think that is very, very important for us to ponder at this stage.
Jai Jetli, you had a point. Before that, I just wanted to ask you, one of the most sinister aspects of this case is the political connection. This was a very high-powered Congress leader in the state. Initially, he was absconding for the longest time before he was eventually caught, and he still has this power to get away with it.
Well, that's exactly the point that I was wanting to make, is that when somebody is so powerful and a part of the ruling party is never going to protect the victim's family, they are going to protect him. And that is so obvious over here that he was allowed to get away with it, that he is still expressing all his instruments of power. And witness protection can only happen if there is a completely independent police, which can do it. But nothing is independent here. Everybody is connected to the political system, which if it wants to misuse a situation like this, will happily do so.
In fact, Kiran Bedi, last word to you on this, the independence or the lack thereof of the police. Isn't this the central concern over here? We discuss it over and over again, but if the police were truly independent, then this family would have had the support or the protection that they require.
Vishnu, I'm not sure whether the police, whether these people, the family, Geetika's family, if they were being harassed, did they give this in writing to the police? Because they could have even straight away gone to the court and complained that this is the way being harassed. I think that's the message we need to give. We got to be proactive also ourselves. Did we give it writing? In fact, I wait to know whether the brother gave it in writing. Because if they've given in writing to the police will get it in the neck. The officers who got it will get it right away. Because it will now be their owner's responsibility to have responded, written to inform the court, and this man Kanda would have been restrained further, whether in the prison, whether through visitors, or whether when he is visiting the courts, he could have been circumscribed. In fact, he could have been further restricted. Did the brother or the husband at any stage inform the police? To me, was it a continuing depression, or was it a new threatening which was coming from Kanda? I think these are two things we need to verify as a part of investigation.